Hello everybody, this is Danny from Deep South Homestead. We are here today with our Homestead Box we just got in. We're anxious to see what's in it. It's a kind of a tall, thick box this time, so we're going to open our old trustworthy pocket knife up. We'll cut along the bottom here. Okay. Let's check it out and see what we got. See what the theme of this month is. Okay, well I noticed when I open it up automatically there is a piece of paper taped to it here. Oh, okay. Let's see here. It says, was there a previous box that you really liked? Were there specific items in one of the previous boxes you would like to have? We have some extra inventory and added a new button on our webpage just in time for the holiday gift giving. From our home page, select Shop, then you will be brought to the page where you can see the previous box's selection or individual items by category. The boxes shown are the Pioneer level. Some of the individual items are for sale. And they show the different boxes on the piece of paper here, and I know that I'll never get it up there to the camera close enough for you to understand it, but go to the Homestead Box website and follow the instructions that I just told you, and they have items from the boxes for sale, and then they have some of the boxes for sale. So, just in time for the holidays. All right, we got our paper here as usual. Let's get that out of the way. Keep everything from getting banged around in there. Well, let's see what we got. Let's see, the theme of this month is called Fall Gardening, and it has several seed packets in it for the fall. It has the Waltham 29 broccoli seed, Paris Island romaine seed, Champion collard seeds, Lacinato kale seeds. Oh, that's some fine kale, guys. That stuff it's like the dinosaur kale. It gets big. Fish and guano fertilizer. So we got fish and bat fertilizer in here. Wow. It also has 4 individual packs of seeds in here. It has hairy vetch cover crop seeds. If your gardens need cover crops for the wintertime, hey, that is a good cover crop right there. It can be turned under as green manure. Crimson clover cover crop seeds. Crimson clover is what we grow on our place here. It is probably one of the best clovers that I think I've found for the South, and I'm sure for the mid parts of the state and upper parts of the state would be the same. It is the most beautiful clover you'll ever get. Very high in nitrogen, puts nitrogen back into the soil. Wildlife love it. Animals love it, but you have to be careful now if you got some animal because they will bloat on it because it's so rich. Tillage radish cover crop seeds. I'm not familiar with the tillage radish cover crop seeds, but we'll probably plant them in a food plot. Winter pea cover crops. The winter peas, we do plant those here. The wildlife love them. Then it's got some of the classic upgrades that we have in here. We have the Drom one-touch fan nozzle, the Homestead Iron garden trowel. Now we're going to look at these different items and we're going to check them out and just see what they are. Well, right off the bat here, I see a nice little package right here that has all the seeds in it that I mentioned in the beginning. They're enclosed in a plastic thing here. I'm pretty sure that we'll be planting these here at Deep South Homestead. We always look forward to the So True seeds that Hall's Tool sends us. If we don't plant them this year, they go into our seed collection for next year so that we can actually have an abundance of seeds. So we have a variety because here at Deep South, we believe in planting a variety of seeds. Okay, we've got the fish and guano. It's a liquid fertilizer. That's pretty interesting because you know what? We're going to be doing the drip tape watering system this year, if the Lord's willing. This here, I'm pretty sure we can mix this up inside the stuff, and we're going to probably let this run through our drip tape. If it'll work that way, I'll have to do a little research. And plus, in the greenhouse, we'll probably be pouring this around some stuff in the greenhouse if we can't use it on the drip tape. And we may just decide to just go with it in the greenhouse, because it's a 962 analysis. You know, it's got 9% nitrogen and 6% phosphorus, and then the 2% is a potash in it. I'm pretty sure from that analysis it's pretty good for roses and stuff like that, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll see if it'll work all right in the greenhouse. I believe it probably would do pretty good for tomatoes also. But we're going to take and we're going to probably use this. This is the drum fan nozzle. Now, you know, things like this may not mean a lot to some people, but when you've got a greenhouse like we do, you can hook a water hose up. And guys, what this does is this gives I love the handle thing on here where you turn it on and off. That's some new technology that I love. This thing will water it and not beat the plants down. You know, I guess that's one of the things I look for the most when I'm looking for a watering nozzle, is something that when you're watering plants, especially small plants, that it doesn't beat them down. And this drum head here that they have, it's like a giant shower end on it there. It's going to work real good in the greenhouse. That's probably where this one will remain at. It's just, I love the fan shape on the front of it there, because it puts out a lot of water, but it's not beating the plants down. And you don't necessarily wet the foliage that bad. You can get a lot of water around the plants. You can kind of pinpoint it. Really is a good tool to have. I've looked at these before. I just never have actually took time to actually buy one. I probably got 10 or 15 different nozzles that I use for different things, and I have the long ones, but this one's going to really come in handy. And then we've got inside this paper here. Oh, the Ironworks trowel. Guys, we've got one of these that we use already. This thing right here, this is by far the best trowel I think that's ever been made. If you take a look at that, this thing is heavy. It's made out of, looks like 1/8" plate steel. It's been rolled good. It's good and sharp on the edges. Got a long keen point on it like that. We use ours in the greenhouse. We use it in the garden. When we get ready to put potted plants out in the fields, this thing right here is worth its weight in gold. I'm going to tell you. Now we have one for me and one for Wanda. That is an awesome tool right there to have. Then we have, this is the tillage radishes. It's called a daikon radish. It has no noxious weeds in it, it says. Purity is 99.83%. 1 pound of it. And I'm guaranteeing you 1 pound of this gonna plant a big area. So we're looking forward to this going into our food plots. That is really a blessing. Just in time too, because we usually plant our food plots around the end of September, the 1st of October. And that is just really good. Now here we have hairy vetch. Same thing here. It's a 98.80% purity. Hard seeds 2%. No noxious weeds in it. If it does have any weeds, it says it's like not even. It's like 15% of 1%. You know, it's so small that there might be 1 or 2 seeds in it. But it was tested this year, and we are looking forward to putting this out. You talking about hairy vetch? You talking about something that the deer love? Guys, if you're going to go spend a whole bunch of money on food plot stuff, why not just go ahead and buy this box? Because this, you get enough stuff right here to plant a huge food plot. And you're not going to spend any more money probably. And plus you're going to get all these awesome tools back here. And then we got winter peas. Now this is Austrian pea, I'm pretty sure. Because most up here the winter peas we use Austrian pea, but it says it has no noxious seeds in it. 98% purity on these also. It's a cool season cover crop. You know, it says the seeding rate is about 2 pounds per 1,000 square feet. And most people plant a food plot, they're not that big. These winter peas, you don't, if you add all these together, you can space these peas out a little bit more than 1,000 square feet, because that's what I do. And they just pop up every, you know, foot or two, maybe 3 feet or something all like that. They just pop up around the food plot. And while the deer are coming in, I've noticed they'll nibble on the peas, they'll nibble on the clover. You know, they nibble on the greens that we put in them and stuff like that, because when it comes to the deer hunting time, you know, really and truly, deer are not, they don't just stand and eat in one place. They kind of just move around, eat a lot of different things. But now, if you want to grow this stuff just to benefit your garden, peas put nitrogen back in the soil also, and they also till under and make good organic material. So like the tillage radishes and the other one we have here, the hairy vetch, all this stuff in the spring can be tilled under and makes fantastic nutrients for your soil for the coming gardening year. And then the last one here, this is probably right here, is my most favorite one we use here at Deep South Homestead. It's the crimson clover. The crimson clover is like the peas or anything else here, and I'm pretty sure you need to inoculate seeds. And I'm looking on this here, let's see. Okay, it says these are coated. So these have already been inoculated for coming up. Same thing here, 1 pound does 1,000 square feet. This is the variety of this crimson clover is called Dixie Reseeding. It will reseed itself every year and keep coming back if you wait and let it go to seed. That's what we usually do. We'll wait until the springtime, until the clover tops go to seed, and lots of times we go through and take a bucket, pull the tops off of some of them, and we go out on other parts of our property and just throw them out on the ground, and they come up the following spring. So we almost have, we've got a large portion of our property right now covered with clover, but this right here is going to be great for our food plots and for our pasture for our cows down here, because this spring when we go to turn all this under and get our grass going good for the spring, this kind of stuff is really going to benefit the animals. It's really going to benefit the wildlife. And if you got a garden, this stuff is fantastic for the garden. Puts nitrogen back in the soil. Puts some very good green manure that you can turn back into the soil in your garden. I think this box, I know it says it's a fall garden box, but really and truly, guys, I see this box as a dual purpose box. I see it as a food plot box and a fall garden box, because I see stuff in here that could be used either way. And I know some of these things, like the trial here that we looked at, you know, that's just strictly gardening there. The watering one would be strictly gardening. These seeds here, deer love collards. I mean, they love kale. They love all this stuff. You could even put it in a food plot. We'll probably be saving these seeds though for feeding ourselves. You know, we're not going to be taking good seed like this and putting it out for a deer to eat. There's plenty out there for them to eat without eating our garden stuff. So this stuff will probably go in our garden this year, because we love growing our greens and things. So, and this fish and bat guano says there's enough here to cover 4,000 square feet. Now that, my friends, is probably going to do my greenhouse and probably part of my garden real good this winter. And depending on how well it does, old Danny in the future might order this stuff just to use in our garden permanently, because I'm always looking for a really good fertilizer to use on our place here that really boosts the plants and makes them do good. And I know fish and bat guano is probably 2 of the better ones that you can get. So I'm really looking forward to giving this a try this fall and seeing how it does. So guys, look, this box right here, this is an awesome, I'm going to call it a dual purpose box, because in my mind, I believe that's what it is. Now, right here they sent another little pamphlet that goes with it there. Talks about cover crops, no-till, how to increase the fertility of your soil, how to select cover crops. It's just got water management, pest management, crop rotations. All this kind of stuff is in this. This is put out by Sustainable Agriculture and Research Education. It is talks about the daikons. It tells you all about the radishes that we talked about. It talks about different brassicas that we were looking at here, you know, your clovers and stuff like that. Pollinators, you know, things like that. Guys, there's just a lot of information in this. Cover crops for no-till farming, cover crops for organic farming, soil and fertility management, economics, crop rotations, mixtures or cocktails, legumes, non-legumes. It explains all this stuff in this pamphlet that came with this here. Just a lot of good information there also. And guys, don't forget the little paper that they stuck in the top of the box. For those of y'all who are just not going to order this box, why don't y'all go on over to the Homestead Box Network there, our website, and see what these other boxes have for sale. Because look, they don't need to leave this stuff sitting in a warehouse. They need this stuff in the hands of people who will use it. And if they're willing to part with some of this stuff, guys, it might be an opportunity for you as a homesteader to pick up some stuff you've seen in these homesteading boxes that's really beneficial to you on your homestead there. Maybe you didn't want to buy the whole box. Maybe you just wanted to buy some of the items that's in here. Do like it said. They said they had a new button on their webpage. Go to it. Just hit the shop button and then just go from there. I'm sure the instructions is there to tell you how to go and find what you need. I may go back and look myself just to see what they got, because some of these tools, I wouldn't mind having an extra one of myself, you know, because there is me and Wanda, and sometimes I may have the tool when she needs it, or she may have it when I need it. And if we can have a couple of these tools, it might really benefit us on the homestead. So we're going to go check it out, and I encourage y'all to go check out this at the Homestead Box. Let me get all this stuff back in here so I don't leave a mess for Ms. Wanda. We'll put that back in there and close this baby back up. And we can't get this taken care of, guys, the Homestead Box. Sign up for them. Get you one of these boxes. They got 2 different levels of them you can get. Go look at the website, figure out which one it is that you want or can afford. I'm telling you, in my opinion, they're worth it. Because I've gotten, there's so much stuff I've gotten from these Homestead boxes that has come just in the nick of time for me that has benefited me. And it seems like they almost read your mind as far as knowing what's going on around a homestead at that particular time of the year. So I encourage y'all, or it's thehomesteadbox.com for those of you who don't know, and go check them out, guys. Thank y'all from Deep South Homestead.